Hi guys, how you doing? Senior Gaming here and I'm bringing you Blade Idol with progress review. So if you are a Blade Idol player or perhaps Idol gamer, then make sure you subscribe to the channel as I post as often as possible and bring you best tips and advice. And if you enjoy what you see, then smash this like button as well. Right then guys, so this is not only on the back of the recent comments where you guys wanted to see overall progress. This is also a long time coming, as I believe we have surpassed recently a 1 year mark of playing this very game. So it will be also good to review where I have managed to get being a free-to-play player. Bear in mind, when I'm saying free-to-play, I would always have a purchased non-ad pack, which is often related to a permanent buffs, and that's what you would see here on the left hand side. Other than that, I am not a paid player, as I always sort of want to show you what you can achieve by a organic growth and being this free-to-play player. Don't get me wrong, I do appreciate that there are certain packs for people who's got a less time to play the game. I'm not against it, but that's pretty much the main principle where I sort of created this channel, just to give you this opportunity and compare how far you can actually push without spending real money. Right, so without further ado, we're gonna tap firstly on the details in here. So I'm gonna just slowly scroll down so you can compare, obviously, if you like, where you currently are and where I have managed to squeeze in. As you see, we're gonna kick off with levels, so very close of level 34,500, and obviously these are stats. Bear in mind, this will be changing quite rapidly the moment you're gonna unlock a next milestone in the game itself. These are very quickly changing. But I believe I was looking into obviously increasing all aspects in the game wherever possible, trying to land these options in the best possible places when it comes to equipment, pets, accessories, etc. And this is pretty much where I currently am. Okay, so we're getting close to a finish, so that's pretty much when it comes to stats itself, and I want to discuss obviously certain elements in the game. So I'm gonna kick off here with the growth section, and obviously very first up. So I believe when you're just starting out, you're just gonna go as offensive as possible. Bear in mind in the later stages, and this is one of these areas you'll be able to also add via growth section, then this is where you will have to start reviewing how much you've got penetration and accuracy, especially when it comes to obviously hitting monsters, progressing additional stages, dungeons, etc. And then in the later stages, and this is where currently I am, you will be looking into more defensive strategy. Bear in mind, I will be also releasing a video on a full defensive strategy, as I believe this is a very crucial in sort of stages 60, 70 plus, as this gonna be a fundamental part of your build strategy to progress in the further stages. So as you see, currently I'm pretty much trying to potentially spread my gold evenly, as some of these will obviously boost these additional attack modifiers and as well as these defense modifiers. So when it comes to a level up, very similar principle. I pretty much started from a very top, upgrading everything to a maximum level. You know, all of these stats are actually very useful, and then currently I'm trying to boost a little bit more HP, and I definitely next thing I want to do is a fame drop. This is one of these things again where you're gonna have a great permanent bonuses by upgrading your titles, so this is something I want to look in as a next opportunity. When it comes to skills, obviously as you see there is a total skill upgrade, and I got it on a max level 11. The skills are pretty much upgraded the moment I am able to squeeze a little bit more of the moonstone, and obviously I have not started with the most strongest skills, because yet again you're gonna have this transcendent effect where we're getting a lot of these permanent bonuses. So again, I could be heavily investing into piercing blade, but just upgrading the chain dash, again I'm gonna upgrade some super critical damage as well as accuracy. So every single one of these skills on a certain level already gives you a massive booster, so I wouldn't get fixated on one of these skills, try to max it out. You can obviously spread your chances and then boost more bonuses this way. So when it comes to upgraded seller, I have recently managed to get into hidden identity. Obviously there is still a few more, and as I mentioned, I actually got a little bit of scope with penetration. I will have to now boost a bit more accuracy, and obviously these only will be available via stage 80 for 50. When it comes to ego, upgrade. Again, I'm gonna show you that when we get to inventory. Obviously another free to unlock, and we're talking here about Soul of Ego. Okay, emblem, I have actually managed to get all the way to a Destiny emblem now, and this is again one of these areas where you will pretty much achieve a nice level, carry on with sweep, and hopefully you'll be able obviously to squeeze enough of this resource to progress. Insignia currently on a level 117, and now obviously because we go Insignia 2 as well, this pretty much gives me even more motivation that I need to do everything in my power to boost it up, because this is a level 200 to be unlocked and I'm still sitting on just over level 100, so I need to obviously speed up this process as there is so much more to unlock. Obviously when it comes to acquired stats, this is obviously when you're gonna see all the total bonuses from Insignia itself, so I believe this is a not bad level to be at currently. When it comes to runes, obviously I have released a separate video, but just quick tip as well, the two main ones you should definitely be focusing in the later stage is going to be your offensive one, which is Rune of Doom, as well as Rune of Vitality when it comes to this defensive strategy. As well, when it comes to a very first rune from every single one of these areas, you should be upgrading them at all times. This won't cost you a moonstones or other currency, and this will then give you these additional upgrade effects. So as you see, I have managed now to squeeze some of these. Same when it comes to vitality, focus and wisdom itself. So because this doesn't cost anything else rather than a rune itself, keep checking every single day you manage to squeeze some runes and upgrade the very first 6. Everything else you will have to obviously start looking where you want to go and start investing your resources. So that's when it comes to growth itself. When it comes to inventory, we're gonna kick off with equipment. Obviously I'm a full heaven on a grade 1. And then obviously when it comes to option itself, you will be entirely going with upgrade option attack. Bear in mind, I still need to obviously unlock every single one on these on a max level. This will then allow me to progress further with equipped weapon stats, and it's pretty much the same when it comes to these armor pieces. So I managed to squeeze a top tier of the weapon, armor, etc. Get a best options in place, but again I want to unlock a little bit more, because when it comes to a god gear itself, obviously if we tap on a weapon itself, you can then go and unlock any of the mythical options here, and we're talking here about these own effects. So you need to ensure, despite you are not using god weapons anymore, same with armors, etc., you need to go ahead and obviously go and just go with a random mythical options to unlock these own effects, and this will apply all the time despite if you are using this or not. Okay, pretty much now when it comes to skin, it's going to be a similar principle. In here I have gone with a super option attack, as this is again the best options in slot, but on a very last slot I really struggle. I believe I tried to roll the option for a half an hour or so, and I have just managed to go with HP, which this is something I'm definitely focusing on. I need a more and more defense currently in the stages I'm trying to progress. So again, by doing so, as you see, additional special defense 50% booster. Okay. So then accessory, a very similar to what you have just seen with the gear itself. This will again start from a mythical rather than god, but in here again you will go for random options, and these will boost these own effects. So again, every single one of these accessories, despite if you're using or not, you need to ensure you have unlocked all these options to get this own effect. Obviously bear in mind, in order to get all these options unlocked, you have to put your accessories on a 6 stars, and obviously then by transcending itself, as you see, you will be boosting a total ring transcendent level. Obviously same principle comes to earring and hairpin itself, but yeah, try to max it out as much as you can despite if you're using or not, and then go and unlock these options. So currently I'm trying to obviously save up diamonds and started investing a little bit more heavier into heavens, but there is few more accessories on that god level I probably want to max out, and then I will resume going heavily into that. And this take weeks if not months. I believe I definitely started investing into heavens about a month ago, so this is where I have managed to get so far. Earrings, a very similar result. some of the earrings, rings and the hairpins will be fully offensive, where now I'm sort of trying to run a little bit of a hybrid build, where for instance this one is a massive defense booster, as you see, over 6,000% with additional accessory HP, and the same principle with hairpin here. I actually gone with additional 10,000% HP with the 2 extra attack boosters, as you see, in over 9k here and a 5.1k here. So this is obviously when you're gonna get to these heavens accessories, gear itself. The difference between God and Heaven is absolutely great, so you need to land on it as soon as possible. And then obviously if you get as well always choice to select one of these accessories, desired one, go for either attack or defense, and then obviously everything else will follow, and you'll be able to unlock every single one of them, max it out, and then obviously boost this transcend level as well. Right, when it comes to ego, obviously again ego is all maxed out when it comes to sword, armor, and currently on a grade when it's soul, but also at the same time you've got a chance of getting this additional equipped effect, so you need to ensure obviously once maxed out you get all these options. These are pretty much the top 2 you are able to get for this very option. Same when it comes to armor, ego, we got here upgrade option as super attack, and obviously soul I have just started, so just unlocked a very first slot on this one. Okay. When it comes to figure, I've got quite a lot of videos on the channel itself, but basically, again, when it comes to what I currently do, a number 1, and this is a strategy when I go with a full offensive figures, and the number 3, and often because I do not have any good replacement, it will be everything I'm going in defensive mode. And as mentioned earlier, there will be a separate video where I will show you everywhere you are able to squeeze a good defense, which will then allow you to progress further. And again, obviously you are aiming for a best in slot, and then at the same time, if you are happy with your figurine, you should definitely go and aim for a upgrade option attack. When it comes to monster 1, you should aim for a maximize of penetration and accuracy when it comes to master, and then you want to get the super option attack when you get a costume. But depending where you are, if you need a little bit more defense, obviously run for these defensive options. If you need more penetration or accuracy, then by all means roll these options, as this doesn't need to be permanent. You'll be able obviously to roll it later on. So when we actually check in here, as you see, I managed to squeeze this upgrade option attack. Obviously need to land it on this a god tier at some point, but this is gonna be a constantly evolving beast where you should definitely aim for a multiple sets, and this will then allow you to obviously adjust yourself depending on what you do in the game. Alright then, so that will be it around figures itself. When it comes to costumes, this is basically when the moment I have launched the game, I have collected every single costume and a weapon skin as well that was available in the game. So pretty much everything else which is not unlocked, it's to be purchased with real currency. So I'm really pleased, because basically wherever I can, the game is grinding 24/7. The only time I do not grind is when I obviously go on holiday, etc. But as much as I can gather, I have actually managed to squeeze every single available costume in a game, and obviously same principle when it comes to weapon. Bear in mind, some of them can only be obtained at the time of the event itself, and then you won't be able to scoop them after that. So it's important obviously that you are trying always to get a best out of these events and get these costumes. Once you get it, obviously that's where you get your perma bonuses. When it comes to supplies, you can only see obviously what tiers and grades I'm getting, so really pleased with getting god accessories now, and still on mythical when it comes to this overall chest. But I believe it's a matter of time and I'll jump into god ones equally in here. And then obviously when it comes to pet, I have only recently managed to get into a very first heavens pet, so really pleased with that. And again, same principle, you want to go and upgrade all the lower tiers, as this will then allow you to unlock all the equipped effects, and therefore having this own effect which will stay with you permanently. So by all means keep obviously grinding, merging pets at the same time, but keep upgrading all of the previous ones to a 6-star so you can get this own effect. Then when it comes to relic, obviously Summon Relic is a very easy to get, so you should get that maxed out. When it comes to a Ancient, still ongoing quest in here. Some of them, you know, managed to squeeze all the way to 100. Others I'm still obviously grinding as we speak. With the Heavens being the latest addition, these are still on a quite low level. And then when it comes to seal, obviously now we had a 5th seal added, so this is a great addition now to boost your overall stats even further, and all of these are pretty offensive, so you need to ensure you upgrade them as soon as possible. And again, same principle, and that starts actually from this very great, where you are able to get additional options. In here you will see again, you know, as much as I can, I'm trying to actually go for offensive, but now more and more this hybrid build when I'm trying to get defense and offense at the same time. So you need to ensure obviously you set your options on every single seal. Bear in mind obviously a first option will be unlocked on level 30, then 40, 50 and so on and so on. So in here you will be heavily dependent on a resource itself. Enchant stones are needed across the game itself, so you need to select what is important for you at the time and then try to unlock it. If I would have additional pieces now, I would definitely go and upgrade this one, as this would give me an additional slot, and obviously upgrading it on level 50 would give me these options I would be able to assign against. But that's pretty much where I am, as you see, getting a very close to a very first Heavens one on level 60. The God ones and the Heavens ones are the first one you want to upgrade, as will give you the most values in the game itself, but everything is important. Everything will boost your permanent perks, as these are all passive bonuses, and obviously aim for this level 60 as soon as possible so you can unlock even more own effects. Alright then guys, so that will be it. Thank you for bearing with me for that long. This is definitely one of these lengthy videos, but I have managed to cover pretty much everything in the game itself. Bear in mind, once again, as I mentioned, this is something you're able to achieve being a free-to-play player. But bear in mind, I have not been actually an offline online player. I have been grinding online for pretty much entire year. The only times I haven't, this is only due to a server maintenance. Obviously game would crash on my BlueStacks, or perhaps I was going away. But apart from that, this is all you can achieve as a free-to-play player, organic growth, and obviously I will still continue playing this very game as year now, and I do still enjoy it every single day, as the game is constantly updating, constantly giving us something new to look out for, and this is why this is one of the top games I have ever played. Thank you very much guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time.